right, it's time. Another week. ZTGD Radio. This is episode 739. March 27th, 2023. And on the show this week, I got the turds.
What up?
I got the wombat.
Word
to your moms. It's video game time. We're going to talk about video games. Terrence, you want to talk about video games? You get to go first since ain't nobody else here.
Well, that's great, because I was over here like looking through this, trying to remember all the stuff I played. Lord have mercy. Okay. So I'm doing one for review that I actually just started today. Excuse me. It's called Not for Broadcast, and it's a satire game, and it's one of the full motion videos. So like the news clips are all like, you know, acted and everything, and everybody, it's like British, which adds to the comedy for me. I don't know why, but it does. But you are controlling like you're like a newsroom editor. So you handle, you know, as they are interviewing people as the news goes on, you handle when it switches to ads, you handle, you know, when you have to censor when people start cussing. So you have like one screen that's playing real time and then one is playing in the broadcast. It's like 2-3 seconds behind. So you have to choose between shots when there's interviews that are happening. So like you can only stay on like the person that's talking for like 10 seconds, and you got to cut to a different, you know, to the reaction shots, or then show the, you know, the wide angle shots and stuff like that. If you have any sort of interest in that type of thing, it's really cool. Like I said, I just started it today, so I just kind of finished the tutorial bit, but it's pretty funny because the overall, like the reading of it, the vibe I get is you're kind of in a maybe a totalitarian regime kind of thing. So you can choose to, you know, do your job, kind of like a Russian kind of situation, I think. Choose to do your job correctly, you know, and censor the things they want you to censor, or you can let certain things pass through the airways and kind of see what the consequences of that stuff will be. So more on that to come. Like I said, I'm planning for review. But yeah. A lot more of the Diablo 4 beta.
Hey, me too.
Which is really good. Oh yeah, that's right. I really like this game.
Same.
I have now tried all the classes, and I think when I go into launch, I think my main is gonna be the druid. I played them to 10. I played the barbarian. I'm trying to get at least 1 to 25 because I can't remember if you unlock the stuff for the beta at 20 or 25, but my barbarian is 20 because I saw, Ryan, you have a barbarian too.
I do, yeah. He's 14.
Nice. How do you like him? Because I heard, you know, Drew was saying some of the other people were saying issues with him.
I like him. I haven't had any issues with you know, not being able to kill anything. I did. So I tried to kill the without realizing, and it's my own fault because I didn't look. I didn't realize that the Den Mother. Have you killed that thing yet?
I did.
A werewolf. Yeah, so I didn't realize that was a sorcerer only. Like the reward you get for it is sorcerer only, and so I spent way too long trying to kill it by myself, and finally I was like, I didn't have enough money to fix my gear. So I'm like, all right, I'm not going to keep trying to kill this thing for now. I'll go get some better equipment and come back. And then I looked and it said the reward is sorcerer only. I'm like, why have I been beating my head against this fucking thing for 30 minutes now when I didn't even need to?
Yep.
So
yes.
So now I check before I go into one of those things to make sure that there's actually a barbarian reward at stake.
Yep.
But
I was doing the same thing
know the
this morning.
decimal system?
That's right, Conan the Librarian.
I don't know. That game is really good. Like I definitely am gonna have some fun with launch. And I'm just trying to get the reward stuff.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't remember if it's 25 or because the max is 25 in the beta.
I'm pretty sure it's 25. Yep. I'm pretty sure you have to hit the max level to get it.
Okay. Well, I'm close then. I think I'm like 22, maybe 23, because I think I leveled up a couple of times.
I do think it's weird because so your progress in the beta doesn't carry forward, right?
Right.
No,
Yeah.
this game is so good that's what happened. Is I didn't even bother playing this weekend because I don't even want to lose all this shit. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, the one thing that's a little weird, and I can't call it frustrating, it's just weird, is that I've done like side quests where the reward is equipment that requires level like 35 or
Yep.
elixirs or whatever that require level 35, and it's like, well, if I can't get to that level in the beta and I can't carry it forward, why do you have the beta set to give me rewards at that? Maybe it's just because they didn't change anything for the beta.
Yeah, I think that's
just
like the first chapter of the game, but they just capped the level.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's what it is too. Because when you try, because I did this last night, when you try to go beyond the area that you have, I can't think of what the area is called. It'll tell you like, you know, you're moving too far. Turn back now, and then there's like a countdown going down. And what I found, like you, with the quest for or rewards for higher level, there are quests. Like continuation of quests that you'll get, like you can complete like maybe 2 steps of it, but a third step, like it's someplace you can't get to. Because I tried to do something with the barbarian, like it was, I think it was like a mastery quest or something for the barbarian. It's level 15. It's over by the dry steps. But when you hit the little road that would open that up, it tells you, nope, turn back. And I'm like, oh, well, damn, well, why'd I even get this quest? So, yeah. So I think it's like Ken said, It's just the first chapter and they just kind of capped it. So,
yeah, they must not have locked anything off. So, which is fine. I mean, it's a very generous beta. So,
yeah. I mean, I've gotten legendaries. Really, I dig the legendaries. Like I don't know. Like I'm okay with losing all of it because that's, you know, this game is so random anyway. I could probably play launch and never get the same equipment that I'm getting right now, like with the same stats and stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm fine with that. But yeah, I just used it for more of like a trial for the classes to see how everybody played. And the one that was where I was headed with this, the one that I dislike, I don't know if you play with, is the Necromancer. It's so broken. Like you don't even have to do anything
other than Barbarian.
Got you. Yeah, there's a lot of, if you look on Twitter and stuff, a lot of people are pointing out how incredibly overpowered the Necromancer is right now. So I'm assuming that's going to get some balance and tweak before launch, because like I just stopped because it's literally boring to play as, because your skeletons do everything. You just kind of follow behind them and pick up the stuff that they have dropped. And I'm like, well, dang, like I don't even really have to buff y'all for real. Just 1 or 2, little things, and like we got it. So yeah.
I'm still trying to get used to the weapons, the like automated weapon switching.
Yes, yeah, it's the barbarian.
Yeah, it's different. Because you've got your blunt weapon, your dual wielding weapons, and then you've got a slashing weapon,
2-handed. Yeah,
and the game switches them automatically depending on what attack you're using and how much DPS each one has. So it took me a little bit to get used to that being the case. Like I was trying to figure out, how do I switch between these weapons? How do I make sure I'm using this one? And it just kind of does it for you. It sounds like there's a way with the Barbarian that you can tell it which weapon you want each attack to use if the attack can use more than one. But I haven't figured out how to do that yet.
I will tell you myself, because I figured it out today, because that was driving me crazy too. I was like, there's got to be a way. So when you press the start menu and it slides out, you tab over to your abilities. If you look at the bottom, it says like click left stick for ability menu or ability swap or something like that. Yeah, skill assignment. If you click that, and then you can go through each one of your skills, and it'll list what weapon it's going to use for that attack, and it's already picks one. Like all of mine said like auto equip. Yeah, so you can switch them from there. So you can pick your weapon there.
Gotcha. Okay, all right.
Yeah. So I figured that out, like I said, this morning. But yeah, I dig it. So I'm looking forward to launch. Pretty excited.
Now you gotta wait. I played because that shit is fucking.
I know
3 months away.
In June, right? It's so long, but it's okay. There's so much stuff. I mean, I haven't even touched Resident Evil yet, so I mean, I haven't even got.
I'll tell you all about that later, and you'll be buying it after the show.
Probably, and then my wife will tell me I can't talk to you no more either. Your friends always got you spending money. What else did I play? I played some more Raising the Lost Demon. I won't go into detail because I'm going to write a review about that. I played. Oh God, I have so much stuff. Lord Jesus. Something else on Switch. Have a Nice Death. I played some more of that. Played some more wrestling because that's like a daily thing at this point, which is weird because I keep saying I'm not going to mess with the My Faction thing, but I literally go on there like every day. Like I got a loyalty reward yesterday because I had done it for X amount of days in a row.
Yeah, the card game drew you in.
Yeah, it did.
You're the target audience for that. I've been complaining about it for years, and you're the target audience.
Yep. But I have not spent any money though. Like I have, like I've earned like 10,000 of the whatever the currency is. Like I bought a pack with that, which I kind of feel like it's a ripoff because I got like 2 wrestlers or like 1 wrestler, a manager, and then a bunch of like the little skill slot things. And I was like, what? It's gonna take forever to actually build up, but yeah, that's
the point.
Yeah. That's the point.
So yeah, I'm not gonna spend money. It's not that serious.
It's like I said in my review. It feels like the stuff that you do in My Faction, generally speaking, not exclusively, but generally speaking, feels like the kind of stuff you would do everywhere else, just with a paywall.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's it.
You're just
that's
playing.
All it is.
You're just playing matches, just like you would in any of the other modes. But you just can't use all the wrestlers that you could use in all the other modes.
Yep.
So
and that's funny because yesterday when I played it, I was like, I don't know why because I could just go because it was a TLC match. I think I was like, I could just go queue this up, and I don't have to play as Robbie, whoever I had. I don't even know it was somebody that I think it was Batista. I think because I unlocked Batista. I was like, I don't have to be Batista. I could be Stone Cold and just pick him. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably going to give it up. But what else? Deceive Inc., which I'm going to write a review for here.
Is anybody playing that?
Actually.
I'm just curious.
So I'm not playing it.
Nobody else here is playing it, I don't think. But there are people. Like I get in full matches.
That's cool. I don't see anybody talking about it, so I'm just curious.
Nope, and we'll see because it's like I think it's $20, so it'll probably be one of those games where people have it and they play it and they have a good time, but nobody talks about it that you never hear about, like the Hunt Showdown game that I didn't even realize was still active, but it definitely is, and they're even overhauling it. Like Crytek is overhauling it to I guess their new version of the Cry engine or whatever, and making it for the Series X PS5. But anyways, yeah, Deceive Inc. I'm gonna write a review on. I talked about it a little bit last week. Some more Nier Automata, whatever. That game is still weird, but good. And I know I have other stuff, but that's it. We'll move on. No, we're not gonna move on.
No, I was to say, are you done? You good?
Oh yeah, no, that's it. I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. That's it. Yeah, move on.
I'm finished. Good. All right, we'll move on to the Wombat.
All right. So, with the exception of a little bit more Dragon Quest VI. Which, I mean, there's not really much to talk about there. It's Dragon Quest. It's got I kind of like the hook. It's the hook for anybody who's never heard of the game or knows anything about Dragon Quest VI is that there's 2 realms. There's a dream realm and a real world, and you kind of move back and forth between them and do different things back and forth between them, which I think is pretty neat. It's usually, for some reason, near the bottom of like top 10 or 11 lists of Dragon Quest games, which I don't really understand, but I'm enjoying it so far. And then the rest of my time that I had to play games was spent playing Diablo. So I've played a decent amount of that the last couple days, and I'm really, really enjoying it, to the point that I did, to Ken's point, think about, hey, should I really be playing this, or should I just wait and play it when it comes out? But I'm enjoying it enough that I won't care to go back through it again when it actually comes out. I like the Barbarian. I think, like I said, I haven't had any issues. I think you just kind of have to make sure that you're picking skills that give you like a mix of some a little bit of range and some crowd control. And he's got that upheaval skill that's kind of like a shotgun blast. And then the whirlwind skill obviously is good crowd control.
Yep, I use that.
So it's and I've got 4 legendaries at this point. At this point I only have 2 magic pieces left equipped. Everything else is either rare or legendary. And again, like Terrence said, the loot's so varied and random that I'm not going to feel bad going back through it again and getting new stuff. So I'm really, really digging it. I did have an issue yesterday, and it sounds like maybe I'm the only one, but I did have an issue yesterday where textures weren't loading in. And it made the game really look like shit. So normally it looks awesome. But I had a couple issues, and they seem to pop up a lot during the not the actual cutscenes, but where control is taken away from you, but you're still sort of in game. It seemed to pop up a lot then, and I was in the hermit's house or whatever, and the plate and the chest and different stuff that was scattered around the room had no textures whatsoever. They just looked like blobs of color. And it really looked awful. But now today I haven't really had that issue yet. So I'm assuming it was just probably maybe some lag or something yesterday. But
did it happen while you were playing it, or was it just in that cutscene?
It stayed around after the cutscene.
Okay, because now that you mention it, that it happened during one of those moments. I did have that happen, but mine didn't draw into the gameplay. Mine happened when it at the church, when you first look at Lilith's petals.
Oh,
when
yep.
It zooms in, mine, everything turned into a blob before the petals covered the thing, and then it went to the cutscene with the preacher and stuff. And I was like, "What the heck?" But when it came back, it was fine.
Yeah,
so okay.
I have to assume it's something to do with the sort of the online nature of the game, because it seems weird that it would just randomly do that. But I don't know.
Did you have rubber banding? Because that was another issue I had. I had some rubber banding when you would go when you would get ready to go into the main town. I can't think of what it's called with the K.
Yeah.
Or get ready to leave.
Kakariko Village?
It would
Please let it be Kakariko Village.
Kyovashed.
It is not Kakariko Village.
Kyovashed is what it's called. Yeah.
It will pull me back, to where I just ran from, and I have to run back forward for a second. And I was like, okay, I guess that's just me kind of loading into the server.
I haven't had that issue yet.
Okay. So yeah, I guess it does have some weird quirks or stuff. But I mean the overall bit. Oh, that's what I want to ask you. The story. So what do you think about the story so far? Or have you been skipping cutscenes?
No, I don't skip cutscenes. Yeah, I've been watching them all. I dig it. I think it's really neat, and the cutscenes are freaking incredible.
That's some Blizzard ass fucking
they?
Cinematics, man. God damn.
That opening cinematic is freaking ridiculous.
I can't get over how good Blizzard cinematics are. When they did the Overwatch 2 cinematic, the first one, I got fucking goosebumps. This shit is so good.
The World of Warcraft opening cinematic was awesome.
Oh my god.
And that was 20 years ago now.
But the StarCraft one, that's still embedded in my brain of them running over the Zerg and shit. Oh my god.
Oh yes, the StarCraft one. Yeah, that Marine. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm always impressed by their cutscenes for sure.
Yeah,
good. But yeah, I like the story. I think it's neat. I think it and it does. There's a good. Assuming that this is, as we discussed, not really adjusted for beta, that they've just gated some stuff. I think it's got a good mix of main quest to side quest. You never go into it. It doesn't have and as much as I love these games, it doesn't have the Assassin's Creed thing where you walk into an area and there's 1,500 side quests.
Blah, just the vomits on the map. Blah.
Yeah, because I'm the type of person that will do all of them. So I appreciate the fact that there's like 3 or 4 side quests in an area, and that's, a high number, at least so far. We'll see what it's like when we get bigger parts of the map. But I appreciate the fact that there's not just a vomit of side quests all over the place.
One of the other things that's nice about that kind of segueing is that a lot of the quests and stuff on the map doesn't even load until you. That was somebody just is at my door.
Say some wind chimes going off in the background.
My ring thing. It's probably one of my cats actually is trying to get back in, but that's her fault. Anyways, it doesn't give you that vomit of icons when you're looking at the over map, right? So you have to run into an area and you'll see those kind of blue exclamation points or whatever. But if you leave or run away from a certain point, it'll disappear. Like you have to be close for it to pop up. So that's kind of nice too. So it encourages exploration, which is what Diablo really is all about. Like I had one of my friends play with me or play the game with me because I don't want y'all to twist my words. Anyways, and was showing him, and I was telling him, like, yeah, it's all about, just kind of running around. Like, you just zen out, kill monsters, man, and collect loot. Like, I mean, you want to explore everything in the map. Like, because even if you run through this dungeon 5 times, it's going to be different every time. Like, the dungeons are randomly generated. So when you go through it, you might kill the same stuff, but the layout's going to be different. Like the enemy stuff is going to be so yeah. I don't know. It's a really good game. Oh, and one thing, because I wish Drew was here because I tested this for him. You can drop weapons for friends, so you can trade stuff. The only things that you can't is the legendaries. So if I picked up something that was like, you wanted a slashing weapon, I'm like, oh, here, check this out. This will be good for you. Like I could give it to you or whatever. So I can drop it and you can pick it up. So it does allow you to do that.
By the way, because I'm sure there were people yelling at their headphones while we were talking about this, here are the beta rewards and how you unlock them. You get an initial casualty title, is unlocked by reaching Kyovashed with 1 character. Early Voyager title is unlocked by reaching level 20 with 1 character. And the Beta Wolfpack cosmetic item is unlocked by reaching level 20 with 1 character. So it's level 20, not 25.
Huh. I thought it was 25. That's good to know.
I wonder why they capped it at 25. That's the other thing they don't allow you to do is you can't ride the mounts in this beta, like because you have to have a certain quest to unlock the mount, so you don't get to use that. Which I'm kind of looking forward to because running around.
I'm interested to see how the mount system works. So
me too. Yeah. But go ahead. I'm sorry. I took over your thing, man. My B.
No,
go ahead, Lord.
I took over your thing, so it worked. I don't have anything else. I mean, I played some NBA just because I play that all the time. But that's really it.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't have a ton to talk about besides Resident Evil, but I did go over there and boot up the PlayStation PP and play some Ridge Racer Type 4, which
Ridge Racer.
I think I play that game like once a month, and I absolutely still adore that game. I think it has the best soundtrack of any of the Ridge Racer games, and it's crazy to me. The Ridge Racer is so embedded in my brain because, like, by today's standards, you would like balk at the content in those games. Because the first 2 Ridge Racer games on PlayStation had 1 track.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, and that's it. And like, you could do it in reverse. And I played that game like a billion times. And then Ridge Racer Type 4 only has 8 tracks. And I felt like it was a billion.
Kids today are spoiled. It's like when you see them complain about the roster of fighting games. This fighting game has 32 characters. Like, 32? Why not 64? I'm like, nigga, in my day, we had 3 characters. Like, it wasn't even number. Like, y'all tripping.
I forget what game I booted up the other day, and I was like, wow, there's only like 8 characters. And I thought that was a lot.
Right. Like, we were happy when Tekken, had like 16 or something crazy. Now kids need the screen full of characters to choose from.
I'll tell you
that's how you end up with meat and mocap.
Yeah, exactly. Cobra. Fuck off, Cobra. I also booted up Omen of Sorrow because East Asia Soft told me that there was a patch that launched for Xbox this week, to which I got in an argument with them on Twitter Because they're like, here's the new version. I'm like, yeah, that's the version that's installed on my hard drive from 2021.
Yeah, that's what I looked at mine when you said that, and mine says the same thing.
Like, my game has
really
not been
lying.
updated since 2021, and they're like, well, the patch could have been in certification. I literally responded like, motherfucker, for 18 months?
They're on vacation. The certification department is on vacation.
They stopped replying to me after a minute. They're like, this one motherfucker that cares about this game on Xbox will not leave us alone on Twitter.
Right. That game is really fun, too.
I love that game. And it's sad that, like, they just ignore that audience, all four of us.
Right.
Well,
right.
I wonder why they ignore us. Like, but no, I booted it up and I'm like, okay, also, if you have it on PS4, you don't just get a free PS5 upgrade, because I checked that too. I downloaded the PS4 version, and it was like, if you want the PS5 version, I want $20. I was like, well, you're not getting $20.
It ain't even 10?
No,
What?
$20. You just got to buy it. Like, there's no upgrade. You just got to buy it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I was like, nah, I already own it twice.
Skin.
I'm not buying it again. Dude, they don't even have costumes in that game. That game has like 10 characters, no costumes, and like static endings.
Costumes.
Yeah. The endings are, yeah.
I'm like, y'all been working on this game for 4 years, like updates and stuff, and like you literally only had 10 characters, no costumes, and like really bland endings. I'm like, the game is a blast though. It's super fun to play. And it's cool, like the premise of that game is really cool. Like fighting Quasimodo against the fucking Emotep, that's cool shit. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's frustrating because like I want that patch that they claim came to Xbox, but like I said, my game literally says installed on November of 2021, last update in A. Like it's never updated. So.
Yep, mine said the same thing.
They're lying to
me. They're lying. They ain't gonna send it to Xbox because, Xbox.
Yeah, because Xbox. The indie games, I played a few. I played a game called Super Fidos, which is a game about a dog who's like got superpowers, and his superpower is that his jump mechanic is terrible. That's his superpower.
Oh, that's a great
wow.
superpower.
Yeah, I played the first level and I was like, man, this dog jumps like he's in like slow motion. Like I don't know if you made it to the part in Atomic Heart where you're like swimming through that jelly.
Yeah.
But imagine if you jump in that jelly. That's what this dog jumps like.
Ooh.
It's terrible. Like he just floats forever. He's like, land.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's a superpower.
Yeah, that's a superpower, but whatever. Tarian Defense. Tarian Defense made me feel like I was playing a game on the 3DO, and I'm not using that as like a positive. Like it's remember what's that game? Total Eclipse, where like you're behind the view of the ship, and you're flying around like this open world, and you're shooting other.
Yep. Oh, I do
like
remember
it's
that.
It's that. It's kind of that.
And
it's just not very good. Overloop was kind of neat. So this is a game where you get a clone gun and you got to use your clone to solve puzzles. I mean, you've probably played something fairly similar to this 1,000 times. But you like can switch between your clones by pulling the left trigger. And you can have him stand on things like blocks. You can also have him kill himself to like shoot off lasers. What's cool about this game is that the premise of the story is like you're the person who kind of tested the gun. And then all of a sudden people started cloning themselves, and then like the clones were like, we have rights, we have souls, and like your whole premise in the game is that you just keep killing your clone over and over again.
I was about to say, dang, that got dark quick. You was like, you could have him kill himself. I was like, well, damn.
Yeah, like, you just see like one of those lasers, and you're like, well, I'm not going to go in there, so you clone yourself. You're like, go in there. And he just dies, and you're like, all right, now I can progress. Fuck you.
Nice.
What's that game called again?
Overloop.
Overloop.
Yeah, very minimalistic pixel art. Like, we're talking like NES levels of pixel art style.
Gotcha.
But that one's actually fun. I enjoyed that game. I Dream of You and Ice Cream is a point and click game. Yeah, I couldn't get into that. It like goes on like this 5-minute intro that's just super weird. and then it just goes in this point and click game. I'm like, nope, I'm out. And then Steel Defier, I played that as literally you're in a room and the walls are closing in left, right, up, and down, and you have to collect tickets. And as long as you can collect tickets and jump over the walls, then you move to the next room. Not too exciting.
Okay.
Yep. So that's the indie games I played through, but let's talk about Resident Evil. That game, 2023 is the year of like these remakes with the bomb shit, and Resident Evil 4 is incredible. Obviously, it's running on the RE engine, so if you played RE2 remake or RE3 remake, you kind of got an idea of how it feels and plays. You still switch with your weapons on the D-pad. It's got that over-the-shoulder camera perspective. The graphics are insane. Like, this game looks amazing. It has made some changes, of which I'm not going to go into spoilers on anything, because people are super sensitive about Resident Evil 4. It's still kind of the same structure as before, like the progression that you do as you go through the game. Like you're going to hit a lot of the same story beats. You're going to be like, oh, I remember this part, and oh, I remember this part. Oh, they changed this just this bit, or they changed this part a little bit. They've removed all the QTEs, so there's no more of those. They've added a parry mechanic, which you can pretty much parry anything that's a melee attack. Even when they like throw things at you, you can like not only shoot them out of the air, but you can also parry them with your knife. I'm trying to think of what else to even... I mean, Resident Evil 4 is probably like the most re-released and replayed games of all time. So it's like trying to figure out what you want to say. The dead zone issues in the Xbox version are definitely real. It's the first time I ever had to like kind of mess with the camera controls to make it feel good. So hopefully they patch that at some point so it's a little bit more responsive, because there is a shooting gallery minigame whenever you run into the merchant that you can do to collect coins, and I will tell you that if you're trying to do that on the Xbox controller with the dead zone problems, you are going to have a hard time getting to S rank, for sure. The boss battles are absolutely insane. Like, they are so much more fun now that, like, I don't know when the last time you went back and played Resident Evil 4, but like the controls in that game are rough today. And now they feel really, really good.
Nice.
I had forgot how many weapons are in this game. So like there's like 5 pistols and like 3 shotguns, and like there's just so many weapons, and like you can upgrade them. What I like is that like you can buy the upgrades for the guns, and then if you decide like, hey, in the original game there was no storage, so if you wanted to make room in your case, you had to sell your gun. Oh, excuse me. In this one now, when you make it to a typewriter, there is a storage, so you can store your weapons. But I still sell them, because once I get a new gun and I start upgrading it, there is really no point in the old gun. And it's really best to kind of find the weapon that you like and just kind of keep that one. As far as like in each
edge.
Yeah, just like, as far as like in a style. So like I keep a shotgun, I keep a semi-automatic rifle.
Okay.
I keep a pistol, which the thing about these new Resident Evil games is I max the pistol out, and the pistol just becomes like a death machine. So like my pistol right now is so good that like I can 2-tap like most of the enemies. Like just boom boom and they're dead. Another thing I like is that your case can be modified and upgraded. So you can actually add case, what they call like attachments, that will like increase the drop rate of ammo or increase the drop rate of supply so that you can construct more ammo. You can also put charms on them to give yourself passive bonuses. If you don't want to play the Tetris game, you can literally click the left stick and it'll auto-sort your case so that you can fit things in it.
That's nice.
Yeah, so
That is nice.
the one thing I don't like is that in the storage, you can only store weapons. So if you have like flash grenades and you don't want to carry those, or if you have attachment mines and you don't want to carry those, you can't store them you have to drop them or sell them. So the only thing you can store in the storage is actual weapons, which is kind of sucks.
That's weird.
Yeah,
Why
like,
wouldn't you be able to?
I kept trying to put, like, I was like, I don't want to use flashbangs. Like, I want to free up some space in my case. And the game was just like, it would not let me store it. I was like, is the game broken? Like, why can't I throw the flashbangs in my case? And it's like, no, you can only put weapons in your case. Which is weird.
Okay.
Once you get Ashley, things have changed drastically. You can no longer store her in like a box and then go kill everything. She is constantly with you. You cannot... I found like one place where you can tell her to hide, but you can't just leave her there. You can now click the right stick to have her either be close, like play close with you, or to be at a distance. So like you can switch between the two.
That's nice.
Yeah, so the new mechanic with her is like if she gets attacked, they'll start taking her away, and obviously if you don't stop them, then it's game over. If she gets hit, she will get incapacitated, and you have to go over and like revive her, like a teammate kind of thing. And if she gets hit while she's in that mode, it's game over.
That's actually cool too. Okay.
Again, I still feel like Ashley is like my least favorite part of this game because like there's a sequence in the game where you're on the castle and like these things are firing at you and it's really kind of annoying. And it would hit her and knock her out. I'd go over to revive her. It would hit me and it would knock me down. And then it would get me caught in like a loop animation.
Yep.
And I got frustrated, and I was like, "All right, this is not fun. Like this is the part that is not fun."
Next time I'm gonna leave you.
Yeah.
Then you get game over.
She's actually a lot more of a utility now. So like you can boost her into windows, and she'll unlock doors for you. There's also another part that I'm not going to spoil. But there's a lot of things that have changed. Some for the better.
Did you finish it?
I am on chapter 12 of 16. So
okay.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I hope to have it finished this week. We didn't get a review code until the day before the fucking game came out. So,
yeah.
But I'm definitely going to finish it up and probably write my review this week. I'm really excited. Like it's one of those games that like every time I'm not playing it, I think about going back and playing it. Like it's that good. And it's not a short game. I think I am on chapter 12. I think I'm like 13 or 14 hours in. So
wow,
it's probably going to be about a 20-hour, and I'm not rushing through it because they got code so late. I don't care about being done before embargo.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
So I'm actually going through, like I think in the village I collected like maybe 37 of 40 of the treasures. So like I'm taking the time to go through. Oh, there's also optional side quests from the merchant. So like you'll see these blue notes on the wall, and you can look at them, and it'll say like, shoot 5 blue medallions, or kill 3 rats, or my favorite was there's this knight in the basement of the castle, and if you go kill him, that'll complete this quest. And when you complete those quests, you get these things, I think they're called spinels, and you can trade those spinels to the merchant for like special items, like treasure maps that show you where all the treasures are in the area that you're in. So that's kind of an incentive to go off and do some side stuff that you wouldn't normally do. And I think that's cool. Like I've done most of those.
Honestly, I'm hyped about the mercenaries mode. I know they said that's coming.
It's coming in April.
Month.
Yeah, it's coming in April.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I love mercenaries.
It's crazy to me that there's probably going to be at minimum 3 remakes on my Game of the Year list. That's insane to me. But when you take a game that was already like one of the classics, obviously before with Metroid Prime, and now Resident Evil 4, and you make them better, it's hard not to just be like, God damn. 2023 is just amazing.
What's the third one?
Dead Space. Dead Space came out this year too.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, I gotta go back and play that.
Dead Space remake was amazing. Like that game was so good.
I forgot all about that, man.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you, by the time October and November rolls around, you're gonna forget about like games that normally would have been Game of the Year, because I think this year is just going to be off the charts.
Yeah, it's already been crazy. Man.
You got Diablo and Street Fighter in June.
Yep.
Did you realize you also have Zelda coming out in 2 months?
Yep.
Think about that.
Oh, man, I did not realize
Zelda
that.
is out in 2 months.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Tekken, you got a Mortal Kombat coming later this year.
Yep. Mortal
that's
Kombat.
right, because that ain't been announced yet, but they've already spoiled it, so that's coming this year.
Starfield
year
and
is
Spider-Man
crazy.
are also out this year.
Spider-Man sounds like it's going to be September, so we've only got, 5 months
My
to wait
dude.
for that.
Final Fantasy
Yeah,
16.
Jedi Survivor.
Final Fantasy 16 is out. Yeah, Jedi.
I don't care. Yeah, Jedi's I care about, but I don't care about.
But you know Final Fantasy is going to be
Fantasy.
huge. It's going to be huge.
I'm sure it will be.
I want to play Final Fantasy. That last trailer, man.
It's a little bit annoying to me that Star Wars comes out, 2 weeks, maybe less than 2 weeks from Breath of the Wild, or not Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got to get through all these games this year because it's.
No, hell, I don't. That's why that y'all make fun of me all the time for playing old games. This is why.
Hey, but I'm gonna finish it. Like I
many
finished Dead Space. I finished Metroid. I'm gonna finish Resident Evil. What's another big game this year that I finished?
I mean, that's one of the other reasons, honestly, why I decided I would just go ahead and keep playing Diablo. Is I don't know if I'm going to be able to play it in June when it comes out. So I might as well play it now while I don't have anything else to play.
Oh my god! Oh, I finished Gotham Knights this year. I thought there was another game I finished. I went back to my backlog and finished something besides Gotham Knights, and I don't remember what it was. Shit. Oh, I finished High on Life. I finished last year. Oh, Hi-Fi Rush. I finished that. That's another game of the year discussion game. Atomic Heart, which I know Ryan absolutely despises, but I finished that. Goddamn.
I mean, despise is maybe a little bit strong of a word. I did not care to continue playing it. It did not feel to me worth my continued attention. But despise isn't the word I would use.
This is the year that if 2 or 3 of the games you're looking forward to disappoint you, it's alright.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's alright.
I mean, yeah.
It's also, and this is the way I feel about Atomic Heart, is it's also the year where it's if I'm not into something, I'm just not going to play it. I'm not going to force myself to play it just so I can say that I did.
Yeah.
If I'm not into it, it's going in the bin. And
yep.
Man,
there's too much to play for me to try to invest, 5 or 6 hours in trying to figure out if I like something or not.
Hey, that's a good segue because let's move into, unless you guys have any questions about Resident Evil. I think I covered a lot of it, but
I don't know. I've never played Resident Evil 4 because I'm not into Resident Evil.
I was gonna say you thought people were yelling into their headphones earlier when you said that,
right?
So I'm gonna blow people's minds again. The first one is the only one I've played.
Yeah, he doesn't like survival horror at all. He just hates it.
Okay, well that makes sense. Okay,
I did. Okay. I did play the first Dead Space, which I thought was good for a survival horror game, but not one I would want or need to play again. So yeah, I mean I do. So I have a question in that vein, and it's more of an overall question about Resident Evil 4 because again I've never played it. How long is the escort part of that game? Is it half the game, the whole game, 75% of the game? How much of the game are you escorting someone around?
I think in the remake, I feel like she's been with me for about 40 to 50% of the time.
Okay.
In the beginning, you don't have her because that's kind of the mission is to go get her. So the first 5 to 6 hours, she's not even there.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah.
I mean, it's not going to make a difference in my willingness to play it anyway. It was always curious because I never played the game. So.
Yeah, and it's weird how they've changed it this time to where, in the original game, you could literally tell her to get in a box and then you could do the fighting, and then she could pop out afterwards. But in this one, there's no boxes for Ashley to hide in. So
Nobody puts Ashley in a box.
that's right. She's out there constantly screaming and being like, "Oh, Leon, help me!"
Lord.
My experience with Resident Evil 4, including this time around, is limited to people talking about how great it is, and people on Twitter mad that it's not. There's not as many opportunities to be perverted in it as there used to be.
Dude, I saw that review on Steam, and I was like, "What is wrong with you?"
Why is that what we're doing? Yeah.
Dude, I can't. I just can't with these people. They're like, "You've ruined it."
Whole list of
I've stopped. I've stopped expecting anything else at this point.
Oh my god, y'all need to stop being so horny over polygons. I'm sorry, you do.
Every day.
This shit ain't real. Ain't nobody in these games real. They're all fake. I mean, I'd say silicone, but that's not going to help your argument.
I mean, it's not. No. No.
All right. Let's talk about what's coming out this week. God damn it, there's something coming out this week I want to play really bad. So we're going to do Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5 first. Chef Life, a restaurant simulator. Clash Artifacts of Chaos Xeno Edition. MLB The Show 23.
Oh, I forgot that was this week.
Yep. It's actually out now if you buy that early access bullshit, which I really appreciate that Game Pass lets you do that by just buying the upgrade like they did with Forza. So, like, you could spend $45 and play it early and get, like, the Super Edition. So I thought that was pretty cool. Sifu, finally coming to Xbox this week.
Is it going to be on Game Pass?
About that.
No, Sifu is not Game Pass at launch, no.
Yeah.
It will, because it's a Devolver game. It eventually will come to Game Pass, but not right now. It's on PP, though, I think, right?
I think it is on. Yeah, that's why I think it'll end up on Game Pass, because I think it is on PP.
Yeah.
Which tier?
Not the big one. The big one's only classic shit, so it's the middle one.
The middle one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just have the basic.
Gotcha.
Basic tier. Ass tier.
Ass tier.
Yeah.
The ass, but still better than games with gold tier.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh
yeah.
man.
This is the game I forgot was out this week that I really want to play. It's Forza Horizon 5 expansion Rally Adventure, because it's only Series X. It's not on original Xbox, so I bet it's going to look fucking great.
Yeah.
Metal Hellsinger Dream of the Beast. I'm assuming that's DLC.
Yeah.
Run Bean Galactic. I don't even know what that is. Dredge. I don't know what that is.
That's a goat game.
Two games.
Fishing.
Two games Terrence has played for review. Lunark, which I think I just sent you Friday.
Yep.
And Saga of Sins, which we already have the review ready to go up for that.
Yep.
The Last Worker. Asterigos Curse of the Stars Deluxe Edition. I think they just put this on here so I'll say that game every week. Like it's somehow going to make that game better, but it's not.
The one you said before, I thought already came out. Didn't that Xeno Clash?
It's a Xeno edition. Yeah, it's like a special edition or something.
Oh, I missed that. Okay, I thought it was okay. My bad. Go ahead.
Blade Assault. Rally.
That's generic sounding.
Yeah, no shit. Rally Rock and Racing. And
that sounds like it would have been a game on the Sega Saturn.
You know what? I bet it would be a kick-ass game on the Sega Saturn too. Nowadays, it's probably just some indie game that's not very good. That's the sad part.
True story.
Shakuchi Ninja? Dude, I don't know how you say Shukuchi. How would you say that?
Say it. Spell it one more time.
Shukuchi.
That's a coochie.
See, you laughed because I said coochie, but that's how you would say it too.
That's how you would say it. It's a coochie.
Pop that.
No, don't. PlayStation 5 is literally all the same games, it looks like, except for Trek to Yomi's getting a deluxe edition.
I tried that game and I was not into it.
It's alright. It wasn't as good as I hoped it was going to be.
Yeah, I hoped it was going to be. And that was, I think that was me doing the most, because I hoped it was going to be, Ghost of Tsushima. It was
no.
It was not.
Xbox One, PlayStation 4, mostly the same stuff, but we're also getting Kingdom Rush Frontiers, Pirates Outlaws, Guns,
Kingdom
and
Rush.
yeah, it's that
tower
game.
defense.
Yeah, it's that game.
Mobile tower defense game.
Yeah,
it's that one. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's coming to Xbox this week. Guns and Runs, which sounds like you're shooting two kinds of things.
Oh yeah, that's great. Guns and Runs.
Guns and Runs.
Infinite Guitars, which I think is the Game Pass game. Tales of the Neon Sea. Another Airy game. This one is Calm Mind 3. I'm going to tell you, since they sent me those indie games, I didn't realize I have like 47 Airy games.
I don't even know what that is.
It's literally like a third-person fly-through game where it tells a story while you're flying through the levels. That's it.
Okay.
Formula Retro Racing World Tour. I love the first one, so I'm definitely going to be checking this one out. And that's it for Xbox. Let's check PlayStation 4. It's probably mostly the same stuff. Yep. Citizen Sleeper, finally coming to PlayStation. And that's it. Now I can move to the Switch. To the Switch, where there's 3,000 games a week.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the same stuff, but we also got Conquest, Crano Origins, Train Life, a railway simulator, Gripper, Anuroth, the Queen's Tyranny, Assault Suits Vulcan Declassified, Bookie Pets Legends, Doodle World Bookie Pets. Bookie Pets. It's one word. Bookie Pets.
Okay. Cool.
Doodle World Deluxe. Like Dreamer. Mothered, a role-playing horror game. Norn 9 Varcommons. You know what? I'm really going to make a game where I'm just going to make up names and you have to guess if that's a real game, because Norn 9 Varcommons would not make me think that's a real game.
Yeah, no.
Ore Body Binder's Tale. Papertris. Ultimate Anime Jigsaw Puzzle. Yukiro Sign. And Hello Neighbor 2. So, couple things this week. Couple interesting things this week. Let's do the news. If you want to play some demos, ID at Xbox is having a GDC event from now until March 27th, so play it now. This is done real soon. There's a bunch of demos out there. Microsoft's also planning to launch a new app store for games for iOS and Android at the earliest, spring of 2024. Xbox also launched the ID at Xbox Developer Acceleration Program, which will help underrepresented creators getting their games out to more people. This includes porting. Xbox helps with the funds for porting. The fund is non-recoupable, but and doesn't require exclusivity. They're also reducing the minimal requirements for retail disc publishing for devs in the ID at Xbox program, which is one of the reasons we don't see a lot of Xbox games on limited run games. So, the Gears of War Netflix movie or series or whatever has got a director, which is John Spaeths, who did Dune 1 and 2. So, I don't know, maybe it'll be good.
Maybe.
I just...
If it's not Batista, we'll I don't know why we're doing this.
Right. Well, see, and then like, are they just going to rehash the what we've seen in the game, or are we going to do a like before? Because they could talk about how Marcus ended up in jail, like the war before all of that, like how it starts off in Gears. Well, I don't know.
I got news for you, Terrence, right now. It's going to follow the game, because what is the most successful video game TV adaptation right now?
Yeah, well, I know that freaking Last of Us is gonna have that. Yeah, I know. God, fucking Neil Druckmann. All right, yeah, all right, fine.
I love how this conversation just resorts to fucking Neil Druckmann.
Yep, that's where we're ending it. It's fine, whatever.
Fucking Neil, man. Boy, this blew up the internet. According to Harvey Smith of Arcane Studios, there was a Redfall PS5 version in development before Microsoft acquired Bethesda.
Yep.
Okay, so like people was like flipping out, and probably still are, about that. But that was the most unsurprising thing. I was like, yeah, of course there was. Like, why wouldn't there have been?
Yeah,
like,
right.
That makes sense. It was, like, yeah, like I don't know why whoever put that out there even put that out there. Like why even just to stir the pot? I'm guessing because yeah, of course. There's lots of stuff that's I'm sure that they had coming for PS5 that's not now. Starfield is one of them. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
I'm sure that game was planned. That was probably planned for PlayStation 5. There was definitely no version of the PS5 because, like, that game was... God, that game is so... It keeps been in development so long. Like, there's probably a PS4 version of that game. Let's just talk about that.
Oh,
like,
yeah. I would guess there is, yeah.
Definitely.
Like, holy shit, that game's been in development for so long. Like, I don't know. I just feel like... When they said this, I was like, no shit.
Right. Like, okay. Duh.
Like all these fanboys that are like, see, Microsoft takes games away from... Like, motherfucker, do you not pay attention? Like, both of them do it. Like Sony does it by like saying, don't make that version. We ain't even gonna buy you. We just don't make that version.
Right.
Like I can rattle off plenty. Like Final Fantasy VII Remake, how's that doing on Xbox? Final Fantasy 16, how's that doing on Xbox? Silent Hill 2, how's that doing on Xbox? Oh wait, those versions don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, people. Arcane also said that they're listening to feedback and working on an offline single-player solution, which I'm like, I mean, dude, when has there ever been a game that has a single-player component that you require online where the internet didn't go, nah, fuck that?
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I mean, I don't know why they don't think of that at first.
Like, how do you not, like, who do you think's going to be
Nobody
like,
likes
okay.
that. Nobody likes the always online single player.
No.
Nobody has ever been like, you know what would have made this game better is if I had to be online to play it single player.
Right?
That would have really made this much better.
Oh my god.
You're right. It's funny to hear that out loud because you're damn right. Nobody has ever thought that.
No. Nobody's ever said, "Oh man, I wish
it's
my..."
never made a game better in the history of ever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you one of the things that drive me up a fucking wall is like when I play locally, like say I want to play like a fighting game or a racing game like locally. And when somebody picks up the other controller and they hit start and it's like, who do you want to sign in as? I'm like, nobody, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I just want to play.
Yeah, nobody. I just want to play. Why do I have to have a user profile to play this game?
Yep.
Like my son got to sign in as
to
guest.
The good old days.
Like what the fuck? No, it's player 2. That's their profile. Player 2.
Right. You just here comes a new challenger. Like that's it. You just have to be a person.
Here
like,
comes a new challenger.
The fucking Xbox bar slides out. Like, let me ruin your experience. Hold on.
Right. Hold on. Let me make sure that you have to do something that nobody's ever wanted to do in the history of the planet.
Oh yeah, they pop up like, please enter your email and password. Motherfucker, I just want to kick his ass in Mortal Kombat. I don't want to put in my email and password.
Right.
Oh, they're like, what about your achievements? Like, I don't give a fuck about my achievements.
Man, nobody's cared about achievements. Well, I shouldn't say that.
Oh, there's plenty of people
Most
that care.
Most people haven't cared about achievements in 10 years. Was that? There are some people.
Well, there's like, what's that one PlayStation game that everybody plays? Because it's like an instant platinum. Was it My Name is Mayo or some shit? Like,
I don't even know what you're talking about. But
I see people tweet about that
on PlayStation.
Yeah,
you can get instant platinums. There's like $2.99 games. You have like 5 things in the game and you get like a platinum. Like people pad their why is that the new currency? Like we are so close to, and I don't know if y'all saw or watched Black Mirror, but we are so close to that episode with Bryce Dallas Howard, where it was like the system of
likes.
It was like Instagram.
Yeah.
Likes. Yeah. People were judged and like your status was around how many likes and stuff you had. We are so close to that type of thing. Like, nigga, don't nobody care that you platinum. Like, how is that help you put that on your resume? Well, yeah, I have 512 platinums on the PlayStation Network. I don't know any other CEO who can say that. Like, what the fuck?
Like, nobody's gonna know that. They're gonna be like, "What's a PlayStation Network?"
Right. That's what they're gonna be like. Is that platinum? You say? Is that like a mine or? No, it's a virtual thing. Is it, like
It's
what?
It means I've spent more than you would care to know of my time playing video games.
Yeah, I'm gonna put on my resume that I am a Diamond 2 in Overwatch.
There you
go.
Do you know that's
It demonstrates commitment.
That's right. And perseverance.
And,
yeah.
How long did it take you to
also-
get there? 6 years? Ah, fuck.
And also a denial of self.
Oh shit. I don't even understand anymore. Like, I couldn't tell you my gamer score anymore. And people who know me know that I used to fucking farm that shit. Like, I loved achievements. I was like, this is cool shit.
I remember when you used to be like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but now I'm like, I couldn't even tell you my score. Like, I don't know, when one pops up, I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm the same way. Like, I don't even go. Like, I used to like go. Oh, I wonder what it was for. I don't care. But don't. Okay, we keep it pushing. Like,
Yeah.
whatever. Like,
Yeah. The only time it even registers in my brain is when it's one of those rare ones that the Xbox makes that special noise
yeah.
for. I'm like, what did I do that
Yeah.
nobody else did?
Those
Yeah.
I pay attention to. Yeah, because I'm like, oh, okay.
You get a lot
Yeah.
of those when you're reviewing stuff, though.
Oh god, yeah. Like, I
Yeah.
get the like the tutorial achievement. It's like, it's a rare
Yeah.
achievement. I'm like, ain't nobody played the Xbox version.
Yep. That was like, I was worried. It's funny how you said that with the Deceive Inc. Like, is anybody playing that? Because when I first started playing it, like, I got like freaking 10 achievements and they were all rare and the percentage was 0.00. I was like, oh, damn. I'm like the first.
Yep.
Oh, shoot.
Oh,
no
yeah.
one's playing.
Nobody's playing this game. Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, the Xbox achievements are all rare because nobody plays those versions.
yeah. Yeah.
As Ryan mentioned earlier, Tony Todd apparently spoiled on Twitter that Spider-Man 2 is coming out in September.
Yes, he did.
I don't think he's supposed to do that.
I don't think he was
No.
supposed to do that either.
He said so. He commented after it. I can't remember what it was, but it was very Tony. It was very like, well, it's out there, nigga. Whatever. I was like, yep, that's what I was. What
Yeah,
you gonna do? Like,
Yeah.
That's
he
funny.
like
Yeah.
already cashed their check, so whatever.
Oh Lord,
Yeah.
I love how voice actors are spoiling release dates now. That's the bane
Yeah.
of Twitter.
It's not like anybody's gonna It's not like anybody in Insomniac's gonna be like, "We're gonna sue you over that." Like, come on.
Right.
Nah,
If anything, that helps. Like, come on. That's like
Yeah.
that's why I feel like those leaks aren't really leaks. I feel like the developers are doing that on purpose because that stuff helps build buzz. Like, it would make sense to quote unquote leak something. So ain't nobody gonna be mad about that. If anything, that just hyped it up. So everybody know they gotta have a PlayStation by September. At least I do. I have to get mine by September. It'll be a birthday present to myself.
I mean, you gotta have it sooner than that if you want Final Fantasy. That game's out in like June.
Oh, it's right. That's June. Damn. Okay.
Yeah, and it's only
She
on
gonna be so
PlayStation. There
mad.
ain't no Xbox version of that game. You know.
I know. She gonna be so mad at me. Okay, whatever. All right, what else we got in the news?
Speaking
God
of
dang it.
PlayStation, they won Metacritic's Publisher of the Year for 2022 with an average Metacritic score of 85.6.
Wow.
Congratulations to them. I'm not surprised. I mean,
Yeah.
They had great
Definitely not
games last year. Absolutely.
yeah.
I mean, Microsoft didn't have it like anything, and Nintendo
Yeah.
was like that. Last year was like Nintendo's light year, man. There wasn't a lot,
No.
so it makes sense that they were number. I mean, when you got God of War coming out and Horizon in the same year, you're probably gonna do okay.
I
For
mean,
sure.
right. Yeah.
Control has sold 3.6 million copies with 16.5 million players through services like PS Plus and Game Pass.
I need to finish that.
It's a great game.
I was not super into it. I know that there are other folks who were super into it, but I was
See,
not
I
super
like
into it.
it, and I really need to finish it because I want to get the and I have it. Like, I own all of this. The Alan Wake DLC, because that's like probably my most anticipated game this year outside of Space Marine 2.
Oh yeah. Super.
But I
ready
would
for
like
Space.
to I would like to see because I think that ties into Alan Wake 2. So I want to finish that because that's all a part of their universe now. Control, Alan Wake, and is Max Payne a part of it? Or is it Quantum Break?
I think it's all
remember.
the same universe, honestly.
Oh, okay. Because I know they were, they're officially putting it all together now. But yeah, so
It's
I
weird
need to
when
finish that
you
game.
hear these numbers because like Control 3.6 million copies like sounds good for like how low key that game was, but then you hear like a game like Code Vein, which is next up, shipped 3 million copies worldwide. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like nobody talked about Code Vein.
No.
So
I'm over here like, what is Code Vein? But that's that anime Souls-like
yeah, but hold
game, I
on.
think.
I'm
Yeah.
like numbers are crazy because you know what else sold 3 million copies? Sonic
Oh, Lord.
Frontiers.
Did it really?
So Code Vein and Sonic Frontiers have sold the same amount. Tell me that's not like weird in your head.
That's what I'm saying. Like, huh.
Yeah. Atomic Heart has reached over 5 million players in 3 weeks. It's not sales, that's just how many people have played it in 3 weeks, which
Yeah.
it's on Game Pass, so that makes sense.
I mean, right.
And Resident Evil 4 Remake has surpassed Resident Evil Village release day numbers on Steam. So it's the most played Resident Evil game on Steam ever.
Nice. I'm
It's
not
crazy.
surprised either.
I mean,
I need to finish Resident Evil 8 too. Or started actually. I'm waiting for the gold version to go on sale. It was like $30, but I'm like, no, I'm going to hold out till Black Friday. It'll be 20 by
Resident Evil
then.
Village is so good. It's so good.
Yeah, I want to do it in third person though. I want to play.
Oh
in
yeah,
third person,
I haven't like I played like the intro Village in third person. It was kind of neat.
Nice, cool.
Why Now Media has acquired Wireframe Magazine and launches Why Now Gaming. I don't know any of that.
Same.
That's
Never heard of
I
any of
remember Wireframe. I remember the magazine. I haven't bought a magazine. Oh my god, in so long. But yeah, I remember that magazine.
Atari has acquired Night Dive Studios.
Yep. A lot of people upset about that one.
Yeah, which is weird
Yeah,
because it
Anthony
almost
said
sounds
that.
like they were doing some bartering because it says they got acquired for $10 million, half in cash and half in shares.
Yeah. I
Nice.
think that's pretty standard for some of that.
Sure, but you never hear it like described that way. It's
Right.
just funny. Oh, I want to skip over that until we come back. I hate this one. Lance Reddick passed away. So
Yeah.
Oh,
We touched on
man,
that a little
yeah.
bit last week. But
yeah,
it's a
that
real shame.
Sucks.
Again, as we said last week, talk about a dude that not only was an incredible voice actor, but really you could tell gave a shit about the medium.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sad news.
Yeah.
Team 17 laid a bunch of employees off after announcing a shift to focus on publishing and external development of its own IP.
So, like worms?
I was about to say, like, the worms? Is that all they do?
No, that's Tiny Build. I was about to say Hello Neighbor, but no, that's Tiny Build. They do something else that's kind of big, and I can't remember what it is.
Don't know.
Square Enix announced it will raise the salary of its employees by an average of 10%, and it's really cool to hear these stories about Japanese companies raising the salary. I heard somewhere that it was kind of like they had to, like they got in trouble or something.
I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. That's usually what happens, and then they play it off as super
benevolence.
Yeah, benevolent.
Yeah.
Like, oh, look at this thing we did. It's so good, but it's because we had to.
In reality, we got caught, and the government is making us pay this to you. That's really what it is.
Yeah, good for those people getting more money though, because Netflix has signed a bunch of new partnerships, including exclusive game from Super Evil Megacorp, based on a Netflix IP. Monument Valley from Oost 2, getting added to the service in 2024. A new Too Hot to Handle game by Nanobit. They currently have 86 games in development, 16 internal and 70 by third-party partners.
Yeah, Netflix and making games, because and I didn't mention this, but the Terra Nil game that I need to write the review for, which we might miss embargo by a day.
Oh no!
But anyways, that's a Netflix game. Like, and it's coming to mobile devices and stuff too. And I'm like, damn, they really out here trying to do some things.
I wait for the day where Netflix, like, they just, like, hemorrhaging money, it feels like. When does that dude run out?
Like, right. Like, they got their hand in literally every pot. Like, they're going to come out with a Netflix TV in a minute. They're going to start making hardware. Like, I mean, they literally are touching everything. Goodness.
Yeah, I don't know. Roku has its own TV now. Did you know that? That's crazy.
I didn't actually.
Like, literally, they have their own TV.
I didn't realize that. That's wild.
I know, right? Twitch laid off 400 employees, which that sucks. Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes was previously planned as an ongoing episodic game, because of course it was.
Of course it was.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah, and that was about that time when that stuff was, So yeah, I was like, huh.
Oh my god, some of this stuff just gets so mashed together. Jake Solomon of XCOM and Marvel's Midnight Suns will form his own studio, but it's unlikely he will make another XCOM-like strategy game again. Night Dive hired the guy who worked on the Resident Evil 4 HD mod, Albert Martin. He worked on that thing for 8 years and then got a job at Night Dive Studios.
Good for him.
Yeah, that's awesome. The modders get picked up like that. That's great.
Yeah, but now you know Resident Evil 4 HD mod's never coming out.
Yeah, it's not. No, you're not going to get that now.
Well, that's okay, because we got the official one, right?
Yep.
Right, yeah.
Capcom was like, y'all took too long. We just did it in a couple of years. Here you go.
Yeah, here you
go. Silent Hill 2 is apparently technically ready and close to being finished. The release schedule lies in Konami's hands, according to this report. That's actually from the Bloober Team CEO. So, I wouldn't be shocked at a announcement at E3 and a release this fall. That'd be my guess. But if Sony was smart, they'd shadow drop that bitch at E3 and be like, get in and on this.
I was going to say shadow dropping would be the best bet, just like Microsoft did with that Hi-Fi Rush. Like, drop it at E3.
I'm still waiting on a release date announcement for AEW Fight Forever.
It's coming soon.
They still haven't.
It's been coming soon.
I thought it was April.
No, it's coming soon.
They have yet to confirm a release date. So there's been a couple things. So number one, they were in a battle, it sounds like, with the ESRB over the rating, and had to change the way they handle blood in the game to keep it from getting an M rating. So that, I think, slowed them up a bit.
Gotcha.
And because if you look at some of the early screenshots, there's like blood all over the canvas, blood all over the wrestlers. Like
I saw that. Yeah,
it was
like, dang.
Excuse me. And so they had to scale that back. And then there's been a dispute with another independent wrestling organization called GCW, who actually AEW has done some work with, and some of their wrestlers also work for on occasion, over the Fight Forever trademark. But it sounds like it's amicable and really just GCW feels like they have to do it in order to be able to protect their trademark in the future. So they have specifically said they don't want that to be a thing that holds the game back from a release date standpoint, but we still don't have a release date. So I keep hoping that we're going to get an announcement here soon, but nothing yet.
Is it done? Is it one of those ones that's like that?
I think so. Yeah, I think it's. I think they've said that it's basically done. That they had the ESRB stuff that they had to change, but that it's basically done. So we'll see. I mean, the roster was locked in a long time ago. So as I said in my WWE 2K23 review, Cody Rhodes is going to be like Rick Rude when Rick Rude showed up on Raw and Nitro the same night. He's going to be in both the WWE game and the AEW game because the roster's been locked in for, I think a year now.
I think also it would be wise of them, and maybe they've thought of this, with the positive buzz that WWE is getting for their game right now, to kind of hold it for a little bit.
Yeah, it's probably not a bad idea.
So, they've made people wait this long, maybe put it out in summer. Like that'd just be a better idea.
Yep, agreed.
Speaking of dream projects and why is Drew not on the show for this announcement, according to Senior Vice President of Paramount Global, Doug Rosen, he told Polygon that they're working on a new TMNT game based on The Last Ronin, which will be a third-person action RPG inspired by games like God of War.
Yeah, that
like
is
how
going to be
is
incredible.
like how is that not like bigger news? Like that sounds awesome.
Yeah, because that comic is incredible.
You may have just said it, Ken, and I may have missed it because my headset was messing up for a second. But have they announced who the developer is?
No, they just said,
that's what I thought. So I think once they announce who the developer is, then you might start to see some more buzz around it. I mean, it's a cool sounding idea, but it's really going to hinge on who's building it, right?
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be AAA, so they're going to spend some money on it. So I'd assume they would get a pretty big developer.
Yeah, hopefully.
Just wonder who it is. Like who could do that?
Rocksteady.
No, they're
it's not Rocksteady.
They're gonna spend another year working on.
I was being funny. It's not going to be.
Fucking fixing fucking Suicide Squad for another year.
Suicide Squad. Look, you couldn't even think of the name. See, look, yeah, it's gonna be on Suicide Squad.
Justice League, they killed me. I'm in Justice League. They killed me.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about that when I read it. Like, who would be a good developer for that type of game? Platinum?
No.
But see, they did like God of War, so I wouldn't think Platinum.
No, Platinum already did a TMNT game, and it was bad.
They did? Oh, the one on... Yeah, they did.
That 4-player
that's like the only
one.
disc I have.
Yeah, no, that game's not good.
Yeah.
That game's not good. I don't know who I'd want to make that game. But I know I want that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Super Meat Boy is getting a spin-off called Dr. Fetus's Mean Meat Machine. And yes, that's a play on Mean Bean Machine.
Okay.
You never played Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine?
I did, but I was more Dr. Fetus's... Like, what? I don't think I played Super Meat Boy.
Yeah,
Isn't
that's
that like
the
the
villain.
Super hard puzzle game?
No. Super Meat Boy is like a runner, kind of.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But like, it's like one hit.
Yeah, one hit, you're dead, and the goal is to get through the level as quick as possible, that kind of thing, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I didn't mess with that. I remember it being popular, but I don't know, popular enough to get a spinoff, but that's cool.
Oh, yeah. Meat Boy's
It's been on like every freaking console that's ever existed.
Yeah, Meat Boy's like...
I think they probably retro-ported it to the original NES. Like, it's been on everything.
If you had a Mount Rushmore of indie games, there would be Shovel Knight and Meat Boy, like, they would be up there.
Yeah. Shovel Knight, I like. Yeah, I never got into me. I remember when it came out, I think on 360, in the summer of arcade is when I think it was one of those.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't get into it. Wasn't my jam, but damn, right on.
Sonic Frontiers is getting its first big free content update called Sight, Sounds, and Speed. It launches March 23rd. That's already happened. Crash Team Rumble is launching on June 20th. For $29.99, and we'll have a closed beta from April 20th through the 24th. Aliens Dark Descent got a release date of June 20th. Valve officially announced Counter-Strike 2, and it's launching in summer of 2023 as a free upgrade of CSGO.
Crazy.
That is super crazy, and good for them.
Yeah,
I shan't be playing it.
No, Overwatch is my daddy. So sorry.
Well, I'm not good enough. I used to love. That was why, because I think I told y'all I still have never played the original Half-Life, because when I bought it strictly for the Counter-Strike mod, because I was trying to play it with my friends, and I was really good back in the day. But I played Valiant, which is kind of like, or Valorant, sorry, kind of like Counter-Strike, and no, oh God, my reflexes I can't do it anymore. So good for those kids, and I hope they enjoy Counter-Strike too.
Maybe that'll take some of the kids out of Overwatch, and I can get up a little higher, because the kids are killing me in Overwatch.
Actually, yeah, it might pull them.
Fire Emblem Engage Expansion Pass Wave 4 launches April 5th. To answer your question from earlier, Resident Evil 4 Remake Free the Mercenaries DLC launches April 7th.
Oh, nice. Like a couple weeks. Cool.
Lord of the Rings Gollum got an official release date of May 25th. So that game is out soon.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll see if it's any good or not.
Sonic Origins Plus is launching June 23rd. It's adding a bunch of Game Gear games as well as Amy as a playable character. Will be available physically and digitally, and if you own Sonic Origins, you can upgrade to this version for $10.
Nice.
Cool.
And then 2K announced Lego 2K Drive, which
does look pretty cool.
I was going to say, that game looks rad. I want to play that.
Yeah.
Don't get yourself in trouble.
Not. I just said yeah. Well, I mean, there's no way for them to. But yeah, I just said yeah. I mean, yeah. It does look cool. It does look cool. There was something online they were talking about with microtransactions about it.
Of course there is.
That looked like it was yeah, and I know that's like that kills everybody's everything now. But it does look cool. It does look cool.
All right. The last story I want to talk about is a story that blew up the internet because every time there's news about this, it blows up the internet.
Lord.
The CMA is finally done with Sony. They're like, I don't see how this hurts competition, so it's probably going to get approved. And boy, man, there were a lot of long Twitter threads from the PlayStation fanboys about this one. Holy shit, they act like somebody murdered their parents.
I feel like some of them signed up for Twitter Blue just to twit long. Wow, why did I say it like that? To make a longer.
That's what it used to be called, right? Isn't that what it was called? Twit longer or something?
There was a third-party app called Twit Longer. Yes.
Yeah. I think that's what they did because I was like, y'all are doing the most. Like this dude had a bullet point for all this stuff, and then at the end, the last line was like, well, if you read all this, you're crazy or something. I'm like, why did you even type all that?
Right. Yeah, that's on you.
How much time do you spend, how much energy and time do you spend, worried about this acquisition because it changes nothing for you?
Right.
You still get Call of Duty, which you probably don't want to play.
Well, yeah, actually.
And Xbox Game Pass players can just play Activision games.
Yeah.
I
mean, I have said, and I can maintain the stance that I'm not a fan unless it means that developers survive that wouldn't have survived,
yes,
or games get made that wouldn't have gotten made. That I'm against consolidation in the industry, generally speaking. But at the end of the day, this was going to end up getting approved with the concessions that have been out there. So the fact that it dredged on this long and the hypocrisy and all that stuff was just
pomp and circumstance.
A shame.
Yeah,
it was just
a show.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
That's
a great way to put it.
I just love how many armchair lawyers have cropped up on Twitter because of this thing, and also I bring it up in the news every week because it gives us something to talk about. That's the point of the show. But on my day-to-day life, I don't give a fuck about Microsoft buying Activision.
Yeah, I mean it's as someone who plays on the Xbox as well as the PlayStation. All this stuff being in Game Pass is a benefit to me.
Yeah. It's good for consumer, yeah.
But it's good for consumers that have an Xbox. It's bad for consumers that don't. Well, not necessarily bad. It's neutral, depending on what goes exclusive and what doesn't. I mean, the big stuff will stay non-exclusive. Some of the smaller games will likely go exclusive.
Sure.
So, in that sense, it's not great for folks who don't have an Xbox. But at the same time, I don't know. Again, I was under no belief that this thing wasn't going to get approved, so it's not really a shock.
Yeah, it's so weird that people are so upset by this happening. It doesn't literally. If you're a PlayStation fanboy, this literally barely affects you.
True.
Yeah.
And like, and not only that, but the hypocrisy of like, I know we joked about it, and I know nothing will come of it, but the fact that like one of the senators was like, well, wait, hold on a minute. PlayStation controls like 98% in Japan. Like, maybe we should look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
it's funny. It was
maybe
Washington
we should take a look
Senator.
at that. They said, I wonder why the Japanese equivalent of the FTC hasn't taken a look at that.
Yeah, like you fucked around and like now maybe somebody's gonna take a nothing's probably probably gonna come of that. But at the same time, you look at it, you're like, they control 98%, and yet they keep Japanese games off of Xbox, which that is factual. Like that is true. So like
they released those documents.
Yeah.
So.
And it's like, what's funny about it is like Microsoft hasn't signed the Sony deal now, so it's kind of like they don't have to.
Nope.
So like if Microsoft wanted to be shitty, they could be like, no, your COD is gone after next year.
Mm-hmm. And it would be 100% their fault. I mean, they've given you ample opportunity in public in these grandiose ways to, sign this 10-year deal, and y'all have continuously pushed back. Like, and you claim to be for the players, and at this point, they are well within their rights to be like, nah, we're good. I mean, like, you done drugged this, you done took us through all of this and had us pay all of this stuff, and here we are. We could have just signed this shit in the beginning and been done.
They won't though. They won't though. Like
no, they won't.
Microsoft would be.
It doesn't make any sense for them to.
No, money wise, yeah.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. That's what I'm saying. But they're well within their rights to. But no, it doesn't make any business sense. And that was my whole thing with this too. Why would they keep it exclusive if it makes that much money? Like, it makes more sense for them to put it on PlayStation, and now they're getting PlayStation money. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's simple math. Like.
They can make them put it on their service and be like, now we got Microsoft's like, I love PlayStation Plus. I get royalties from that motherfucker.
Exactly. Like, that's simple math right there.
Oh Lord, the only thing that this news gives me is some joy that maybe this shit will be over.
Oh my God, yes, because I hope it comes in time for Diablo to be on Game Pass. Like, I think that's what everybody is hoping for. I just want to be done.
Give me free Diablo.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. I just want it to be done. And for them to be like, hey, we're going to bring back StarCraft Ghost. Oh God, please.
They ain't going to bring back StarCraft Ghost.
I know.
You know what? The other thing that I want out of this, like, my whole thing with this whole thing has just been like, in my brain, like, think of all those Activision original Xbox and 360 games that are not backwards compatible. Like, could we finally get that?
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like, that's what I want, and I want like all the Activision games in Game Pass because like my son loves to play COD. Like, he likes to play the old ones. Like, and I'm not going to go out there. Like, I don't know if you've ever looked at the prices of those things, but they're ungodly expensive.
Yeah, it does not drop. Like, the StarCraft, the Call of Duty Ghost or whatever, the one that came out when Xbox One first came out, that's still like a $60 game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's not Zelda.
If he could just log into Game Pass and just play whatever he wanted of the old Call of Duty games, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, stuff like that.
I'm anxious to see if a World of Warcraft subscription gets included.
Yeah, I think that's the thing.
In Game Pass.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. And also, I would love if we got, like, Overwatch perks. Like, that would be a big thing for me. Yeah. Like, they do those monthly perks. Like, give me, like, a battle pass every now and then, or a skin or something,
Yeah. And I do think, because and it's been 20 years since I played World of Warcraft, but actually before any of the expansions came out. So, but I think you still, even if you pay for the subscription, you still have to pay for the expansion packs,
yes,
right?
Do.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, you get people in the ecosystem and make them spend more money.
Yeah, 100%. Yep. Or at least give them something, like give them some gold or something. I don't know.
Right.
Like, there are so many possibilities. Like, all the Crash games would go into Game Pass. Like, all the Spyro games. Maybe they could make fucking Skylanders work again because now they own that IP,
I don't think they're going back to that.
No, they're probably not, but let me dream.
They may without the Toys to Life portion.
That's what I'm saying. Is like make
But,
those games
yeah.
like just unlock all the characters and backwards compatible or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because as a reminder for people who don't remember, Skylanders, the original Skylanders, was a Spyro game.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
So
And he got phased out after
quickly.
like 3 games. Like it
Yeah.
was no longer even about Spyro.
Oh yeah.
And my son and I love those games so much. We played
Oh
every
god.
Skylanders. I mean, to death.
I think it
We
died
have
for
a box
me.
of those things upstairs.
Yeah, we got a huge box of them
Yeah.
filled.
Yep.
I got a ton of those, but I think it died for me when they introduced the gem one, where you put the gems. In
Oh man, I loved that one.
like
That
it's-
one was great too because they would talk to you from the gym.
I know.
So you would trap them, and then you could hear them talk from the little base that had the gem in it.
Man,
It
remember
was
when
just
they
a
had-
really neat idea, and it helped that not only was it a neat idea and the figures were cool and they were well designed generally, but the game was really good.
Yeah,
Like,
it was like Baby's
it
first
wasn't,
Diablo. It was really good.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It wasn't just some kind of tack on game. It was genuinely good.
Yeah.
Same with Starlink. I mean, Starlink is another Toys to Life game that died a very rapid death.
Yeah.
But the game itself was really good.
Especially on the Switch, because you got the Star Fox stuff.
The R-Wing, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I have that on Switch too. That
God.
one was good.
You know, I do miss Toys to Life.
I do too, actually. It was a neat idea while it existed, and all the games. Now, I didn't play Disney Infinity, although I've heard it's good. But all
I
the
liked
other
it.
games were good. Like
Yeah.
I can't think of a bad Toys to Life game. I mean, Starlink was good. Skylanders
The
obviously
Lego.
was good. Lego Dimensions was very
Dimensions was
good. Yeah.
I'll tell you another
That one got so expensive though, because
It did.
the buy the sets for the expansions. God,
did,
I
yeah.
have those too.
Same.
I'll tell you one that I want. I know it's not going to happen, so don't jump on my ass. I would love it if they make all the old Guitar Heroes back compat.
And, I mean, I don't. Yeah, that would be great. But
Yeah.
just freaking release a affordable set of instruments that works.
I saw,
Like-
so I don't want to get your hopes up, but I saw Hyperkin, I think it was, tweeting at Rock Band saying, "Hey, let's do this."
Yeah, I mean, I still own Xbox 360 Guitar Heroes and Xbox One Guitar Hero.
Yep, me too.
I would play those if I had instruments that worked.
So here's the thing. I have the Rock Band Strat for Xbox, and I'm terrified that it's going to break because I can't
Yep.
replace it.
Yep, it's irreplaceable.
And I still play that game. I have like 450 pieces of DLC for Rock Band 4. I still play it. I still play it. I love that game.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid to play it because, like, what if my guitar breaks, man? Bring it back,
Yep.
Microsoft. Now you've pretty much been approved. This deal's going to go through. Bring us back some Guitar Hero. I'm down for it.
Yeah, that
And
would
make
be
it the
great,
make it the full band Guitar Hero.
Oh, absolutely. I would I'll start with the guitar, but get the drums back in there at some point. Let's do
Yeah, the
this.
drums, the vocals, and the bass, and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the vocals are still in Rock Band. Like it's
Yeah, they
pretty
are.
easy. You can use any headset for that, which is nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I got breaking news.
Uh-oh.
FYI, Microsoft has ended the $1 deal for Game Pass Ultimate. The subscription can now only be purchased at full price from the store. At the moment, this is not known whether it's temporary or gone forever.
I don't know what that is.
So you could upgrade your gold to Ultimate for $1.
Ah.
And people were doing that over and over again because it was just super cheap to do.
Well, then no wonder they killed it.
Yeah, like you could buy a 12-month gold card and just upgrade it for $1 to Game Pass Ultimate. Was basically the deal. So,
Hoping that means that they're about to drop that family plan.
yeah, what's going
worldwide,
like
'cause-
Microsoft needs to drop the family plan, and also they need to drop gold and just make
Yeah.
it Game Pass. Like that needs to happen.
And maybe that's going to be part of the. And you know what it probably is. It's probably going to be part of their E3 showcase or whatever they're calling it since they're not going to E3, but yeah, it probably will be announced then.
The in between Summer Game Fest and E3, Xbox, Bethesda, Microsoft, Activision showcase.
Yeah, Jesus. I didn't think about it. That's a lot. Yeah, that's what it would be. Yeah.
Oh goodness. All right, that's all the news that I have for this week. But I do have some tweets. Shogun says Shazam 2 was entertaining. I'll tell you what's entertaining is watching Zachary Levi and Vin Diesel attacking The Rock. That's entertaining to me.
Oh, yeah. Man. Yeah. But you know what? I 100%, like, when I read that, I was like, yep, I believe it, because that nigga is arrogant. Like, I'm sure that he was like, nah, kill that. Like, I ain't gonna be on. Like, who else is Shazam gonna fight? Like, I don't even know a lot about Shazam. I just know that he beefs with Black Adam. Like, I don't know who any of these other people that got him fighting, but...
Dude, I don't know Shazam. Like, I'm a DC fiend, and Shazam is just such a weird thing to me. It's always been like,
so
he's the dude that can punch Superman and hurt him, but like, other than that, right. I don't what, okay.
Yeah. I know nothing about Shazam, but I saw a clip from, it must have been from a cartoon or something, and it was him holding Superman above his head and yelling Shazam so that the lightning would strike Superman in his chest.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the coolest thing that I've ever seen Shazam do in any piece of medium. So
yeah.
Yep.
And that's the extent of Shazam right there.
There it is.
That's it. Yeah, but The Rock is out here. Black Adam is just the greatest, but no, just stop it.
I'm gonna tell you,
that sounds like he was unwilling to play Black Adam as a villain. So,
yeah, which is like weird because that, like, dude, Black Adam was a villain.
That's his thing. Like, he's the bad guy.
You should have picked a different character to play if you didn't want to be a villain.
Right.
God, I don't know. The first Shazam movie was good. Black Adam was mediocre, and I'm hearing Shazam 2 is alright.
Well, yeah, Shazam 2 is making $0.00.
I know, right?
At the box office. So I've never seen a movie sent out to die worse than that one in my entire life.
Well, I mean, DC's in a spot where it's like, like we're rebooting. Like, you call it what you want, but they're rebooting everything.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And
yeah.
The only one that I'm excited to see is Flash. And that's because, fucking Keaton's in it. Come on.
Yeah. Yep.
Keaton is in it.
I think that's the only one that actually, because they haven't said one way or the other, but I think that's the only one that's going to stay.
As well as Ezra Miller.
With the new.
As well as Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of which, now Marvel's got their own, because Jonathan Majors got arrested.
I saw that.
I saw that this morning. I was like, bruh. Come on,
and as soon as he got arrested too, you better believe there was like 15 people come out of the woodwork like, yeah, he's kind of always been like that, and we were just really waiting for somebody to come forward.
Isn't that how it always is?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yep. It is.
So we'll see.
Shocking.
And I mean, it's these guys end up with these spots where it's like, man, you were going to be the lead villain in the highest grossing movie franchise of all time.
Yeah. And you just got mad at your girlfriend and couldn't keep your hands to yourself.
Fumbled the bag larger than any human being that's ever fumbled a bag in the history of the world.
Oh my God. Like I say every week,
Ryan tells no lies.
Everybody's a piece of shit.
Everybody's a piece of shit. That's the truth.
Yep.
Peter tweets at us and says, hey, why does Starfield rhyme with Garfield?
Maybe Garfield's going to be in it.
I don't know, John.
I'll go with that. I love Garfield.
All I know is, have y'all ever? I'm sure we've talked about this on the podcast before. Have y'all ever read Garfield without Garfield, or Garfield minus Garfield? I think is what it's called.
Oh yeah, it's great. It makes John look like he's insane or something.
It's basically it's Garfield, the comic strip with Garfield removed. So it's just John generally talking to himself or other people around without Garfield, and it makes John look like a crazy person.
Have you ever? Awesome. So, like, I saw this in AVGN, but like, if you go back to the original Garfield comic strips, like, John was not his owner, right?
No, right.
No, yeah,
and
no.
there's a sequence where his original owner is tied up in a basement or something, right?
Maybe, I don't know.
Like, it's... Oh, I need to look this up now. Oh, original owner. There we go. Oh, yeah, this guy with the mustache.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Can't remember his
Lyman.
name either.
Lyman.
Lyman.
That's
His
it,
name is
yeah.
Lyman, yeah.
And I want to find the picture.
He was like John's roommate or something like that.
Oh, here it is. I found it. Like, immediately, if you search for Lyman Garfield, this is the image that comes back. This is a real strip. Like, what? What?
Oh, shoot! I saw that!
Oh, man. It's just so funny to me. Like, Garfield's like, nah, fuck my original owner. I'm going to go.
Messed up.
Oh, shit.
That's great.
Curtis says, I got my OG Twitter account back, got to try out the Diablo 4 beta, and wasn't too impressed because it felt too much like Diablo Immortal, which is not a bad thing, but anyway, I did enjoy what I played.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about last week, too, and I mean, now that Ryan's played it, because I know you played Immortal as well, it feels like an MMO light. Like, it's nowhere near as bad as Immortal, as seeing as many people
100%.
in the world. Yeah, and with like the, beating you over the head with spending real money and stuff, like all of that is lessened, but it's a lessened version of Diablo Immortal. I think, to me, it's tolerable. Like I'm cool with what the happy medium is here, but I can see how some people may want the traditional way where it's just them or their party in the world. So,
I mean, I know we joke about it, and I know that it's not right. Like, if you're going to play a single player game, make it offline.
Yeah.
But when is the last time you were actually offline when the power wasn't out?
And I make that point all the time. And that's usually that when people are like, oh, you know what? You're right. It's like, yeah, you're always connected anyway. Like, I mean, yeah, there are places in this world where that's impossible, and I am sorry for that.
100%.
But the majority of people, or the majority of the consumers, are going to be online all the time unless their power went out.
And we're not going backwards at any point. Like, we're not going to...
The problem, though, is if you are always online, if you have like a signal drop or something, when that creates issues in a single player game, it's not necessary. That's the problem.
No, absolutely.
Yeah,
I agree with that 100%. Yeah. I do agree with that 100%. But I don't
lag out.
I don't like the Chicken Little about it. Like, it's going to ruin the future of gaming, and it's like, somebody always figures this shit out. Like, there's probably a dedicated community of people playing MAG. I mean, people made a community over that Matrix Online game. That shit's still running somewhere.
Yeah, I have
Star Wars Galaxies.
I have on my laptop right now the ability to play City of Heroes.
Yeah, like
nice.
That
have you seen Ship of Heroes?
Have I seen what?
Ship of Heroes? Are you hip to that? It's
I don't know. I don't even know what that is.
I'll send the link. It's like the spiritual successor of City of Heroes that they have coming out. It's been in development. Yeah, it's been in development for some years. Like, I've been following it for a while, but they just finally put the thing up on Steam. Like, I don't know if I'm actually going to play it, but I was like, oh.
City of Heroes and City of Villains are my favorite MMOs of all time.
Yep, mine too.
I love
those
games.
are so good. Bolt of Wonder. That was my first hero.
Nice.
I'm gonna say that while it's shitty that Sony blocks, a lot of Japanese games coming to Xbox, I'm thrilled that they've never brought Final Fantasy XIV to Xbox, because they'd be over.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't be able to review games, because I would play that all the time. Like, I love Final Fantasy. Oh, man.
Oh, every time I got into
bring it to Xbox.
Every time I got into it, I would spend months playing nothing but Final Fantasy XIV.
Yep.
And like, I told myself, like, I made a pact with myself. I was like, I'm not going to boot up the PlayStation version anymore. I'm not going to install it. If it comes to Xbox, I'll revisit it. And thank God it hasn't come to Xbox. Anyway.
I'm going to be there on that day, reminding you of this. When that announcement comes, like, so kid, they hit that announcement.
I'm going to be like, Terrence, I'm not online anymore. I just don't have internet anymore. Shogun says, hot damn. Once I've got into Diablo, it's not bad. I can see why people are addicted to this game. What classes did you guys pick? Rogue here. I was stabbing mofos in a dungeon. Sold.
Nice. Yeah, I've played them all. The Rogue actually feels like the Demon Hunter from 3, to me. But
Really? Because I was
like
a Demon
is the
Hunter
Druid.
in 3. Like, that was my main... I think I'm going to go Sorcerer this time.
I like the Sorcerer.
I like the magic
played-
in this game.
Yeah, the effects are really cool. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go Druid for my first playthrough.
It'll be Barbarian for me.
Man, no Necromancers
Nice.
in the house.
No.
Nope.
I kind of
Drew
want to do a Necromancer because I never played the full Necromancer in 3 because it was so late DLC wise.
Yeah, it was the expansion.
Yeah, and like by that time I'd already put like 400 hours in Diablo 3 and I was kind of done. So
I got you.
maybe I should because I had a maxed out Demon Hunter and a maxed out Sorcerer in Diablo 3. So yeah, doing them prestige levels in Diablo 3.
They're called
Paragon levels. Yeah.
Paragon levels. Yeah.
Oh my god, played way too much of that
I'm
game.
excited. I am excited for Diablo.
Yeah,
So good.
but you know what? Here's I'm gonna blow your brain out the back of your head. You ready? You will play Zelda before Diablo comes out.
And that's wild, honestly. That's really crazy.
That is the year of our Lord 2023.
Yeah.
Holy shit. We're gonna play Zelda before Diablo, and it's all this shit's coming by the end of summer.
It's just
and
crazy.
April is next week, just so you know.
Yep. Yeah, my kids remind me of that because their spring break starts next week. And
Oh, that's how my son
wow,
started his
dang.
spring break. Was that trip last night? His spring break started this week.
Nice.
So like he can't play video games.
That poor baby. Oh.
Like I was like, son, this is one of those life lessons. You don't want to find out.
It is.
So don't fuck around. All right. His second tweet says, a few weeks ago an article came out saying that Xbox was the place where people actually discovered games, and I have to agree. I hunt for AA games that look cool lately, and I've been scrolling the store looking for any XCOM type games, and I discovered Miasma Chronicles, and I pre-ordered it. That's the one from, what's the name of the game with the pig dude? The XCOM style game? Oh, fuck. What was that game called?
Are you talking about, no, that's not Phoenix Point. That's, I can't think of the name of it.
You know what I'm talking about, though? Like, had the anthropomorphic duck and the pig.
Yeah, I do. It's because Drew mentioned it last week.
Yeah,
Trails to Eden or something like that.
Damn it!
Called.
God
dang it! I can see the cast.
All right, so this is an easy backwards thing. You look up the name and you go the developer. Mutant Year Zero.
That's it. Yeah, Mutant Year Zero.
So if you're interested in those kind of games, that's another one to check out. Is Mutant Year Zero. It's really hard.
Yeah, good. It's hard. Yeah.
And you were close. Good. It's Road to Eden is the subtitle.
I knew they were going. It was Road something on there. Okay.
Yeah. So if you're looking for something like that before Miasma comes out, go check out Road to Eden. I think it was on Game Pass at one point, but I don't think it is anymore.
It was. And I don't think it is. Yeah, but it was on there.
But yeah, that game is relatively cheap, but it is very much an XCOM with a lot of story dialogue and very challenging strategy gameplay. So, but yeah, no, I think all of the stores are trash, but I do think Xbox is probably the best of the three consoles. Because let's be fair, the fucking eShop is just atrocious.
Oh God, yes. So bad.
And the PlayStation Store is not. It's not good for discovery. It's laid out well enough that you can find what you're looking for, But I don't think it's good for discovering new games, especially because another problem with the PlayStation Store and the eShop is that while every store has a load of shit, the eShop and the PSN store have extra shit because they allow those horny games on there.
Yep.
So, like, there's like 5 or 6 of those every week that flood the new releases. I don't know if you've been on the eShop lately, but like if you go to look at a new game that just came out, you have to wade through so much trash to find the good game. It's embarrassing.
Yeah,
it's embarrassing to the point where I won't let my son like search the eShop without me there.
Right.
I mean, you have to on Nintendo because that's all they got is they sneak them horny games in there.
Oh, tons of them too. Like they're just everywhere.
Yep.
I don't know, man. Stuff's crazy. But yeah, check out that Mutant Year Zero if you're into those kind of strategy games. That's a pretty cool game. That's all I got. I'll check the inbox one more time. There's no emails, but that's all the tweets. That's all the news. That's all the video games. If you want to send us an email, we appreciate it. It's podcast@ztgd.com. We'll read it on the show. You can also tweet at us at ZTGD Podcast. You can follow us on Twitter if you want. I wouldn't recommend it. Terrence at Lord Magnus, Ryan at Wombat RP, and I'm at ZTGD. You can follow the site at ZTGD Content. And Phoenix Down is getting close to finishing Like a Dragon. We told them before they started they were going to hit that wall, and they certainly hit that wall.
Yep.
But that new episode went up on Friday. I think he probably said around maybe 2 more episodes they hopefully finish it. But yeah, that's all I got for this week. Good times, Resident Evil 4, Diablo. It's gonna be a good year.
Yep.
Anyway, that's it. We'll get out of here. Peace, bitches.
Alrighty. And it goes something like this.